On the situation in the Middle East, we're talking to Arthur Blok, editor-in-chief of the Lebanese Liberum. Let's start with the latest. The Houthi rebels in Yemen say they fired a missile at Tel Aviv's Ben Gurion airport day after Israeli strikes pounded the airport in Sana'a and, as Israel claims, other Houthi targets in Yemen. This as well was a retaliatory strike. We know the Houthis said they will not stop before a ceasefire in Gaza, while Tel Aviv says they won't stop until, quote, the job is done. How long do you expect these tit-for-tat exchanges to continue?
First of all, thank you for having me on the show again. And it's a difficult question to answer. How long will it take? Well, you have seen with Hezbollah and Lebanon and Hamas that it can take years. But what I ask myself is, why are they doing this? Is this like an Iranian sacrifice? I mean, if you look what happened in the past, let's say 5-6 months, Iran lost Hezbollah, they lost Hamas basically, and now it looks like they're pushing the Houthis to go all in against Israel. I think they're heading for total destruction. That's the only thing I see. So I really don't understand it. What's their goal? They cannot win. They can only destroy the country further, the Houthis, and that's what's happening right now.
Would you say that this latest flare-up is endangering the ceasefire deal in Gaza? Recently, we heard the actor saying that a deal was close. Does this jeopardize any talks on a truce?
Yeah, I mean, a deal is closed. A deal is closed for weeks, for months. I mean, I don't believe anymore in that a deal is upon us. And I even doubt if the hostages are still alive. Where are they? Yeah, I mean, we're now 1 year, 1 month, 2 months actually. To be honest, I don't see it happening.
Well, with the truce holding in Lebanon, what's the situation now in the country? Are people feeling more normal than they were during the conflict with Israel?
Yeah, well, life is back to normal. The political equations changed. We have early January, there will be elections for a new president, something that's been due for 2 years now. Almost 3 actually in January. And yeah, life continues. I mean, what else? Only the political equation has changed a bit. Hezbollah is not so powerful anymore as it was. I mean, it's still a political entity, but they don't have the means anymore to enforce their will to the other people. And that's quite interesting because there will be election of a president, and in the past, let's say the past 4 presidents were all pro-Syrian, pro-Iranian, pro-Hezbollah, despite the fact that they were Christians. And I expect now that, you know, maybe we can see some changes in how Lebanon chooses its future.
In another part of the region in Syria, following the toppling of Bashar al-Assad, there were recent reports of unrest in traditionally minority communities, towns, as well as attacks on the security forces of the new administration by Assad loyalists. Would you say such developments were somehow expected, and what can come of them?
Yeah. And I think this is just the beginning. It will be listen, if you look at it from Iran's perspective, it's in their interest to keep on creating chaos and disorder. That's what they did in Lebanon for all these years. Now, I don't think they're going to give up Syria that easily. And they don't care one bit about people. They just care about their geopolitical strength. And giving up a country like that, where they used to be, for 50 years, the regime was in charge there, and all the people who benefited from that regime are now angry and frustrated. So I expect a vicious circle of violence can take on maybe years. Yeah.
We saw hostilities in the north of the country continuing but between the Turkish-backed groups and Kurdish militant groups. The de facto leader of Syria said all the factions will be disbanded and united in a regular military. Do you see all these groups joining, as some say they will not lay down their arms?
Well, if you look at the Lebanese civil war and how the militias were disarmed, that it all, you know, was enforced. There was not one militia say, you know what, here's our weapons, we will call it quits. It doesn't work like that. So you need to have some kind of army, some kind of supervision. Could be the Turkish army or I don't know, maybe the Americans, helping the new regime, let's say, to unify. Because, you know, if you are a militia, you have strength, you have power, you do not give it up for nothing. Not going to happen.
Arthur, thank you so much for joining us and providing your insights and opinions.